Good afternoon, everybody, and here we are at the Tortugas Country Club for the much-awaited final contest of the Tortugas. And now, a minute of silence in memory of Frankie Dorignac.
Muchas gracias.
So here we are in Tortugas at field number 7 to enter the final of the Tortugas Open first leg of the Argentine Triple Crown. We just listened in first term to the Argentine national anthem, a very emotional moment always in every sport here in Argentina, and then it was followed by a minute of silence in memory of Frankie Dorignac. So here we are with La Natividad for the first ever time in the final of this competition, playing on green, of course, playing against ELLERSTINA, defending champions ELLERSTINA, winners in 2019, 2020 and 2021 of this opening leg of the Argentine Triple Crown. My name is Andrés Ugarte. I'll be a commentator today in English. We're live on AAP Live worldwide. And there we see the players and the lineups for today for La Natividad. Number 1, Camilo Castañola, 10 goals. Number 2, Pablo Polito Pérez, 10 goals as well. Number 3, Barto Castañola, 10 goals, 21 years old, Barto. And number 4 from South Africa, Nachi du Plessis, 9 goals, 39 as a whole for La Natividad, playing on green, of course. And now the lineups for ELLERSTINA today, playing on blue. Number 1, Facundo Pérez, 10 goals. While we take a look at the horses for the opening jacket for La Natividad, Alazanas Norma for Camilo, Irenita Pitada for Polito Pérez, Barto y Sonfina Osaka, Nachi Chalo la Lulipop. Gonza is number 3 for ELLERSTINA, Hilario number 2, and number 4, Nicolás Pérez. There we see Facu Pérez, number 1, 10 goals. Number 2, Hilario Ulloa, 9 goals, winner of this competition. In the last 2 editions, he joined ELLERSTINA back in 2020. Gonza Pérez, 9 goals, and Nico, 10, 38. As a whole, last year, Hilario Ulloa got injured in the opening game against Alegría. His place was taken by Mati Torres Zabaleta, who ended up playing in the competition. So a good opportunity for Hilario to be back in the final of Tortugas, a title that he won 2 years ago, and also he was part of the team that won it last year. And Facu will be on Open Diablita, Hilario on La Línea Nativa, Open Dicha for Gonza, and Open Obi for Nico Pérez. There we see Facu Pérez. What a year by ELLERSTINA's number 1, winner of the USPA Gold Cup, of the US Open, and the Gold Cup for the British Open in England. And this guy, wow, another amazing season by Camilo Castañola, runner-up for the Gold Cup for the British Open with Dubai, where they fell against Park Place with Facundo Pérez and Fran Elizalde, and then winner in Soto Grande of the Copa de Plata and Copa de Oro, playing for Dubai. So he feels really comfortable using this jersey. And now Nachi du Plessis, what 2021 for the South African player, for sure. Supported not only from South Africa but also from Brazil. Here the officials for today. On the left-hand side, Martín Pascual, joined by Guillermo Villanueva, will be listening to them through this game. And the third man is Gastón Lucero. There in the back, you might listen to the officials, which is really convenient. Actually, when we go through the replays, we will get to listen to whatever they will be calling. Gonza Pierre is there. Tito Ruiz-Guiñazú as well will be confirming soon if he's one of the replacements. And of course, 7 checkers will be played today, 6 minutes and a half plus 30. And what a goal Camilo Castañola scored in the semi-final against La Dolfina. In the very last second of the game, he found the net and led his team, La Natividad, for the first time to the Tortugas Open Final. What a milestone for them. They are the last winners of Curling Amman Palermo. They are only lacking of the Tortugas Open in the Argentine Triple Crown, and today they will go out for it. And for ELLERSTINA, wow, what a run. Also in Tortugas, winners in the last 3 editions, and of course, looking to be contenders in Curling Amman Palermo. Barto Castañola, 21 years old, one of the guys that have won every major tournament in England. He won the Queen's Cup in 2020, playing for Grey Dogs Le Leon alongside his brother Camilo. He won the Gold Cup back in 2019, playing for Dubai. And this year he played for UAE alongside Lucky Monteverde, Tommy Beresford, a very interesting team. So a magnificent player to follow. Look how happy are these two, Nico and Hilario, the two ELLERSTINA players that got injured last year. They are back in the saddle, ready to jump in the field to defend the title. ELLERSTINA won last year, and this guy, Lolo, of course, always by the side for La Natividad. For wherever his kids are playing, Lolo will be there. Winner, of course, of this tournament as a player.
Nosotras consideremos peligrosas y les pedimos que controlen a sus equipos. La disciplina va a ser súper importante.
Discipline will be really important for us. Good luck to both teams. Control your players. Indications by Guillermo Villanueva. And the draw now, as usually happens before the start of every game. So during the first half, the throw-ins after the goals will be taken on the far side of the field from the camera, and then in the last 3 checkers, they will be coming over here for the throw-ins. So as far as I can see, ELLERSTINA will be attacking from the left-hand side to the right-hand side of your screens, and the game is on here in Tortugas. Very quickly to pick it up, Gonza Pierres with the under-the-neck approach, stopped in the way, and now Facundo coming from behind, trying to change the angle, and in the turning, Barto Castañola, the playmaker for La Natividad. And it's going to be a penalty from the spot now in favor of ELLERSTINA. We're live on AAP Live worldwide with this final of the Tortugas Open on Tuesday, the second leg of the Argentine Triple Crown. The Hurlingham Open will be kicking off in Pilar, with the brackets yet to be confirmed, considering that it will depend on the final score of this match to see to which league is going each of the 8 teams that will be playing it. Facundo now, looking for Nico, the approach there by Facu, looking for Hilario Joe, who was picking it up at the end, the marking there by Polito Pieres, and now Barto Castañola. Barto with a long approach, looking for his brother, and here comes Camilo Castañola, ready to pick it up, running over the midfield line, challenged by Facundo Pieres. Nice approach there by Camilo. checking the position by Polito Pieres, stopped in the way by Facu once again. And now Camilo. Camilo next to the boards, challenged by Facundo, coming from a different angle. Nachi Duplessis also on the marking by Hilario to pick it up at the end. Hilario Ulloa with a long distance approach, looking for Facundo Pieres. But Jose Barto with the backside. Now Polito ready to pick it up. First big four. Nico with a long distance approach, dealing with Facundo. Here comes Facu over the midfield line, a little bit open to the right hand side. Facundo Pieres with a long approach, looking for the net. There goes the ball, and at the end it goes a little bit wide to the left hand side. But what a shot by Facundo Pieres, surprising everybody here in Tortugas. But La Natividad will be receiving from the back in this beginning of the game. Of course, no handicap advantage in Tortugas. Only yesterday in the Sarmiento Cup, where La Ensenada Muru Santos claimed the title following a 16.5 to 16 win over La Arenita, grand champions. And now receiving from the back, Nachi Duplessis. He can really hit hard as well as Facu. Nachi Duplessis, the approach there by Nico Pieres to put some pressure over Nachi, who's going to be there again with a nice open back shot to take the danger away and link with Polito. Here comes Pablo Pieres, and now Barto Castañola with the long approach. There's a lot of wind today here over Tortuga, so let's see how it plays. Polito with another approach, chased by Hilario Ulloa. Now on the near side, the tapping there by Polito Pieres, and a very good recovery again by Hilario Ulloa, who, as it happened a couple of minutes ago, was very quickly on top of the attacking player. And now ELLERSTINA will regain the ball, resuming from the back. Nicolás Pieres, who is back in the saddle. And now linking with Hilario Ulloa. I insist, a lot of wind. We'll be watching. If you take a look at the trees, the way they are moving. And now Gonza Pieres with the approach. Here comes ELLERSTINA's number 3 to take it all the way. Another tapping. He goes a little bit high and now open to the left hand side. Gonza Pieres to correct it with the move. The approach by Gonza. And Gonzalo Pieres opening the score here in favor of ELLERSTINA to take the lead in this game. Wow, how difficult was that? Look how the ball moved when Gonza took that approach. It opened to the left hand side, but still Gonza on the second attempt was confident enough to hit and score. And now ELLERSTINA 1-0 over La Natividad in this beginning of the game, halfway through the first. And now Hilario Ulloa with the pickup, and very quickly ELLERSTINA wants to score back to back. Here comes Facundo Pieres, nice pickup by ELLERSTINA's number 1, open to the right hand side. Facundo Pieres into the dangers on the final tapping, and Facundo Pieres finding the net for ELLERSTINA for the first time today to extend the lead in favor of the blue jersey team, to make it 2-0. In the beginning, very quickly, they won the ball in the lineup, and what a breakaway by Nico to find Facu. And look, Facu. First tapping there by the captain. And Facundo Pieres with the final approach to find the net, 2-0. Facu Pieres looking to win a major also in Argentina. He already won the USPA Gold Cup and the US Open in the US, playing for Pilot. Then in England, he won the British Open, playing for Park Place. And there's going to be a penalty from the spot in favor of La Natividad. The indication by the official is a foul call against ELLERSTINA due to the way they enter the throw-in. They enter too hard. This was the calling by the officials.
Hilario, Vamos, formen.
And now it's going to be from the spot, Nachi Duplessis to resume the play. The tapping there by the South African. Challenged by Facundo Pieres. The ball passing by, stopped in the way by Hilario, who was standing very well. And here comes Hilario to take it all the way to the other end. Nice approach by ELLERSTINA's number 2. Trying to link with Facundo, who was also trying to ride Nachi Duplessis off the play. Nice ride off there by Facundo Pieres to leave Hilario all the way to take it in. Hilario Ulloa with the final approach. And Hilario Ulloa finding the net to make it 3-0. But what a work And what a bonding between Hilario and Facundo. What a ride-off by Facundo Pieres over Nachi Duplessis to take him out of the play. Here we'll see the tapping by Facundo on the near side and riding Nachi Duplessis off the play. Something that is not easy at all, considering how strong Nachi is and Hilario. With the first one to make it 3-0. And now back to the center to resume the play. Facundo with the back shot. It was Hilario Joa to link with Facundo. Here comes Facundo. Wow, what a momentum by ELLERSTINA. Here comes Facundo to take it all the way in. A little bit open to the right-hand side. The final tapping and the ball ended up going over the back line. And La Natividad will be resuming from the back. But wow, what a way to start the game, ELLERSTINA. What a momentum. They almost scored for the fourth time today. Still 3-0 in favor of the blue jersey team. And Nachi Duplessis from the back. Resume the play, dealing with Barto Castagnola, who was really quickly standing as a number 3. Barto changing the angle to link with Camilo. Here comes Gita on the near side. Challenged very well by Gonza Pieres, who ended up taking a back shot. Giving some continuity there, Hilario, and now Barto will be getting there first, and he will be approached by Facundo Pieres. Barto Castagnola, winner of the Jockey Club Open, alongside his brother, alongside David Paradise and Poro Cambiaso a couple of weeks ago. Facundo, nice pickup by Facundo Pieres, long distance approach, chased by Camilo Castagnola. Facu Pieres riding Camilo off the plate to leave some space for Gonza Pieres, who was coming from behind the marking by Barto. And Facu, with all the time in the world, has the opportunity to turn and hit a goal before the end. Facundo Pieres scoring to make it 4-0 at the end of chapter number 4. What a start by ELLERSTINA over La Natividad. And following that goal by Facundo Pieres, which we will take a look again. ELLERSTINA 4-0 over La Natividad. Wow, what a starting. Here we're going to see Gonza, the ball staying behind, and Facu Pieres turning really quickly, finding his way, taking his time, hitting, scoring, and 4-0 to ELLERSTINA at the end of chapter number 1. Wow, 2 by Facu Pieres, 1 by Gonza, 1 by Hilario, and ELLERSTINA goes to their corner, leading by 4. In a few moments, we'll be back with chapter number 2.
Estamos en el carrito.
¿Cuál es el zapato?
And here we are back in Tortugas, ready to enter chapter number 2. What a start by ELLERSTINA. 4-0 over La Natividad. 2 goals by Facu, 1 by Hilario, 1 by Gonza Pieres. 4-0. Now, of course, the game will be resumed with a throw-in for from the midfield line. Down the horses for chapter number 2. Camilo on Galaxy, Polito on Anaisur Blondi, Barto on Antubalun Luz Mala, Nachi on GT Mafia. The horses picked by La Natividad for the beginning of this chapter number 2. And for ELLERSTINA, this man on screen, Facundo Pieres, is on Mega Chistosa, Hilario on Lavinia Cálida, Gonza on Open Baby Girl, and Nico on Open Vanidosa. So now, of course, at the beginning of chapter number 2, ELLERSTINA will be attacking from the left-hand side to the right-hand side of your screens until the first goal is scored. And now the game is on, thrown by Guillermo Villanueva. Here comes Camilo Castagnola, very well taken by Hilario Joa, who is playing amazingly well in defense in this beginning of the game. Now Geta again. Camilo Castagnola, and now Polito giving some continuity to link again with Camilo Castañola to find the first one for La Natividad. And Camilo Castañola closes the gap in the beginning of this checker number 2 to make it 4-1. And now there are 3 goals behind, but let's take a look again at this one. Gonza Pérez trying to take the back shot, and very quickly, Polito Pérez assisting Camilo. And Camilo scores to make it 4-1. And look the way he celebrated. I think they only had 1 attempt at goal, and it was at the beginning of the first checker. After that, it was all ELLERSTINA in the game. Nico Pérez now. Open to the right-hand side, challenged by Nachi Duplessis. The ball stayed in behind, and now Camilo changing the angle, but it was very well picked by Gonza Pérez. The long-distance approach, tuning with Nico Pérez, was coming from a different angle, challenged by Nachi Duplessis, and now Facundo. Facu Pérez, nice pick up by ELLERSTINA's number 1, and what a turning. Facundo Pérez hitting, and the ball goes just wide to the left-hand side, and Facundo Pérez, what a turning there on Mega Chistosa. But still, ELLERSTINA winning by 3 in the beginning of this checker number 2. Nachi Duplessis from the back, linking with Barto Castañola, something that we have been watching since 2019, and the ball goes over the boards, and it's going to be in favor of ELLERSTINA. Barto Castañola asking for a new mallet. He broke the one he was using. And after the 8-second countdown, here comes Nico Pérez, resuming the play for ELLERSTINA. The ball passing by, and now Gonza. The pickup by Gonza Pérez. Gonza Pérez trying to hit a goal with that under the neck approach. Following the ball was Camilo Castañola. And the ball goes wide to the right-hand side. And the indication by his teammate. Good hit, Gonza, good hit. Well done. But now, La Natividad to resume from the back. Nachi Duplessis to the left, tuning with Barto Castañola, standing as a very classic number 3 there. Challenged by Nicolás Pérez, and now Barto with the long approach, looking for Nachi again. And on the turning, very well picked by the South African, who once placed the final of the Open for ELLERSTINA back in 2014, when he replaced an injured Mariano Aguirre, and when Polito Pérez was approaching the ball, there was a whistle when this guy, Hilario Ulloa, picked it up and played towards the boards.
Es tuya. La distancia no hay. Así que
How interesting it is to listen to the officials. There was no distance enough for the blue player to get involved in that play. They're going to a penalty 2 from 30 yards. Here from a different angle, Nachi Duplessis with the approach.
no hay ninguna distancia.
Polito picking the line, and Hilario Ulloa crossing over it. And there's going to be a penalty 2 from 30 yards in favor of La Natividad. And the chance to close the gap. So here comes Camilo Castañola from 30 yards. Camilo scores his second one today to make it 4-2. To close the gap, Camilo, 20 goals in the Tortugas Open. And of course, approaching the center of the field to resume the game. A very good start by La Natividad in this second checker, scoring twice to close the gap to only 2. Polito Pérez there, and now Hilario Ulloa getting there first, challenged by Camilo Castañola. Nice turning now by Hilario, and here he comes. Hilario Ulloa with another approach. Challenge there by Nachi Duplessis. Hilario with the tapping there, looking for Nico Pérez, stopped in the way by Barto. And now again, nice pickup by Facundo Pérez when we listen to a whistle.
El otro azul, exactamente. Sí, 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 sí. Toquelo. Vamos media cancha. Sí.
Capitán, por favor. No queremos más comentarios de los compañeros. Por favor. Pero hay un capitán.
Indication there by the officials explaining the foul. We're going to take a look again at this one. And now it's going to be from the midfield line in favor of La Natividad. Penalty 5B.
Tu compañía está grabando. Por eso nos parece que no vamos
Y
tan.
acá no.
Vamos. No, dale, dale. Ahí estamos, ya lo tenemos. Vamos. ¡Formen! ¡Juego!
And now Barto Castagnola to resume the play. One of the players who can really hit hard the ball. Barto Castagnola, a lot of wind today in Tortugas. A long distance approach by Barto Castagnola, open to the left hand side, looking for Camilo Castagnola, but the ball goes over the back line, and ELLERSTINA will be resuming again from the back. And now from the back is gonna be Nicolas Pieres, who got injured last year during the Hurlingham Open, but early this year was back in the saddle playing in the gauntlet of Polo in the US. And then he played for King Power in England. The turning there by Gonza, but Barto coming from a different angle, picking the line. Let's see. Here we're going to see Nacho Duplessis, taken by Hilario. Coming there was Gonza Pieres crossing over Barto's line. So it's going to be from the spot, considering that the green player was running towards his own goal when he was fouled. So just, I would say, 10 meters behind the midfield line. Barto Castagnola will resume the play for La Natividad. Barto Castagnola with the long approach, looking for Polito Pieres, again open to the left-hand side. It was a very similar play to the one he tried during the previous penalty, and again the ball went over the back line, and Nico Pieres will be resuming from there. Here comes Nico Pieres to the left-hand side to link with Facu Pieres with a long distance approach, and look how the wind is stopping that ball, right? The approach there by Nachi, and now Gonza Pieres, nice pickup by Gonza Pieres, and on the inside was coming Facundo asking for the ball, and a good recovery there by Nachi Duplessis. Now Camilo Castagnola giving some continuity there, looking for Polito. And now Camilo Castagnola again with a long distance approach, looking for Barto Castagnola, who was trying to be stopped by Facundo Pieres. Nice pickup by Barto on the near side, and an even better recovery by Facundo. Now Gonza on the near side. Gonzalo Pieres changing the angle there to link with his brother. Wow, what a pickup by Camilo Castagnola with a good opportunity to close the gap before the end of checker number 2. Camilo Castagnola scoring for La Natividad to make it 4-3. 3 goals by Camilo in this checker to stay only 1 goal behind in the score. The back shot there by Gonza Pieres, and Camilo was ready to pick it up, and look, hits, scores 4-3.
23, suave, 24.
And now only 20 seconds remaining, and if you hear a countdown in the back, it's because after each goal is scored, there are 25 seconds until the throw-in is taken. And now Gonza Pieres with a breakaway, a good recovery there by Nacho Duplessis. Gonza Pieres on the second attempt to score before the end, stopped in the way by Nacho Duplessis coming from behind. Hilario Ulloa to score before the end to extend the lead in favor of ELLERSTINA. Second goal today scored by Hilario Ulloa to make it 5-3. In the best moment of the game by La Natividad, they found this opportunity. Good approach there by Gonza Pieres. A good defense there by the South African. He couldn't take the back shot on the near side. And on the second attempt, Gonza Pieres trying to hit a goal, stopped by Nachi and giving some continuity there. Hilario scoring to make it 5-3. And look how he celebrated, looking to his own people to make it 5-3 following 3 consecutive goals by La Natividad. So this will end checker number 2. 5 to ELLERSTINA, 3 to La Natividad. We'll be back shortly with checker number 3. So we're back here in Tortugas. Dylan Chaqueta for Camilo, Pangea for Polito, JNA for Fragancia, for Barto Castagnola, and for Nachi Duplessis. The South African is jumping to the third chakra on open Antojo. And for ELLERSTINA in this chakra number 3, we'll have Facundo Pieres on open Candy Kiss. Hilario is on Triunfo Delirio, Gonza Pieres on open Kansas, and Nico on open Mosto. And there we see Tomás Garbarini Islas with Facu Pieres, usually by the side of Facu, wherever he's playing. Facu Pieres, 2 goals today, but this guy, Camilo, scoring 3 times in the second to make it 4-3, and at the very last second of chakra number 2, Hilario Joa scoring to make it 5-3, and this is how they enter the third chakra of the game.
Esperen. Les quiero pedir a todos, escuchen, les quiero pedir colaboración para los throwing. Entre todos, cuidemos los caballos, no nos golpeemos, ayúdenme también.
Please don't hit each other. I want some collaboration from you in every throwing. This is what Guillermo Villanueva asked everybody. And now Facundo Pieres picking it up for ELLERSTINA. The approach there to link with Gonza, but the ball goes over the boards, and it's going to be in favor of the green jersey team. 8 seconds until the game is resumed. Every time the ball goes over the boards. And now Camilo Castagnola resuming the play, standing more as a number 4 in this beginning of chakra number 3. The approach by Camilo, but the ball goes over the back line, and it's going to be ELLERSTINA resuming from the back. Let's see what's going to happen with this. That we just saw the position by Camilo Castagnola in the beginning of this chakra number 3. Nico now. Challenged by Polito. They won this tournament together back in 2019 when Polito was playing his last time for ELLERSTINA. Facu Pieres on the air, and now Nachi Duplessis, who also played for ELLERSTINA back in 2014 when he replaced Mariano Guerra at the beginning of the Palermo Open. Now Camilo, nice pickup by Camilo Castagnola, trying to find his way, but he was really well taken by Hilario Joa, who's playing amazingly well in defense today so far. Gonza Pieres trying to win it over when he was challenged by Camilo, and now Barto Castagnola. Here comes Barto from the balls to the center. Coming from behind was his brother, but still again Barto Castagnola. Here comes La Natividad's number 3, Barto Castagnola, hitting at goal from an open angle, and the ball goes just wide to the left. But again, La Natividad hitting from a long distance, and this is also something that is because ELLERSTINA is defending really well. La Natividad is not finding many opportunities to reach the goals. And now Nico from the back, and now Facundo Pieres. Facu Pieres challenged by Barto Castagnola, and a good link in to find Nico. Nico Pieres coming from behind. It's gonna be Polito get there first. And now Hilario Joa with an open backshot looking for Gonza, stopped in the way by Camilo. And now Nico Pieres, nice pickup by Nico Pieres, running over the midfield line to take it all the way to the other end. Again, Nico Pieres asking the ball behind was Facu. Here comes Facundo Pieres, open to the right-hand side, challenged by Barto Castagnola. Nice turning there by Facu. Facu from the balls to the center, nice marking by Barto, but here comes Gonza Pieres, nice pickup by ELLERSTINA's number 3, and the marking by Nachi Duplessis to take the danger away, and here comes Polito. Polito Pieres. On him was Hilario Joa. The ball passing by, and here comes Nachi. Nachi Duplessis, no, Camilo. Now Nachi Duplessis, challenged by Gonzalo Pieres. The final marking was taken by Nico. Now Gonza again, trying to take that back shot. Nice pickup by Polito. Here comes Polilla, Pablo Pieres. Coming to pick it up Nachi, but first, before, it was Facundo. And now Barto Castagnola trying to turn there. when he was marked by Nico. Now Camilo stopped in the way, and now again Camilo Castañola with the second attempt to take it all the way into the danger zone. Camilo passing by. Now on the near side, Camilo Castañola still with the ball, trying to hit a goal, and the ball goes wide to the left-hand side. Camilo Castañola with the opportunity. And halfway through this checker number 3, ELLERSTINA still on the lead by 2. A goalless checker so far here. Nico Pieres challenged there by Polito, still managing to take the ball, and now to the other end, and here comes Camilo Castañola. Camilo with the pickup. Facu Pieres was picking the line really well, and it's going to be from the spot in favor of ELLERSTINA. We're going to take a look from a different angle. Polito with the back shot, Facu on top of the ball, and Camilo crossing over that line, and it's going to be from the spot in favor of ELLERSTINA. Some conversations there. Now Facundo Pieres to resume the play, and here he comes. Facu Pieres, challenged by Polito Pieres. Here comes Facundo running over the midfield line, challenged by his cousin. Another approach by Facu Pieres. Nice run by ELLERSTINA's number 1, the marking by Nacho Duplessis, and now Gonza ready to pick it up. Here comes Gonza, the marking by Polito, and now from a different angle, Camilo Castañola picking the line and earning this penalty from the spot in favor of La Natividad. Nice way to defend on this one by the Greens. Here we're going to see Facu Pieres with the approach. Then Gonza, and when the ball stayed in behind, Camilo Castañola very quickly on top of the line. And Gonza committing the foul, and it's going to be from the spot in favor of La Natividad. To the right-hand side, to link with Polito. Another foul now in favor of La Natividad, called against Nico. And I think they're going to a 60 or 40, let's see.
40 solo o más.
Okay, let's take a look at the replay, and then we will see what the decision by the officials is. Polito Pieres, they're claiming that there was a green player all by himself awaiting for the pass, and this led to a 40-yard penalty. Camilo Castañola placing the ball for this penalty 3 in favor of La Natividad, with a very good opportunity to close the gap with 2 minutes remaining in this checker number 3. Here comes Camilo. 3 goals today. Camilo Castañola looking for from 40 yards for the first time today. Camilo Castañola finding the net to close the gap to make it 5-4, and Camilo scoring all 4 goals by La Natividad today. This one, his first one from 40 yards. Second one on penalties. The previous one was from 30 yards. And now the game is on. Camilo Castañola ready to pick it up. Here comes Camilo. The approach there, marked by Hilario Ulloa, and the ball going towards the inside. Barreto Castañola, now Gonza to the other end. Nice pickup by Gonzalo Pieres, and struggling to get him is Nachi Duplessis. Still Gonza, nice approach to take it all the way in. The ball going in. And Gonzalo Pieres Jr. finding the net for the second time today to extend the lead in favor of ELLERSTINA to make it 6-4. Wow, what a play by Gonza, never losing control on the ball. Here we're going to see it again. And look, what an approach there towards the goal, and the ball going straight in, even though Nacho Duplessis was trying to pick it up. Gonza Pieres finding his second goal of the day to make it 6-4 into the last 30 seconds of this checker number 3. A total of 7 that will be played today. Hilario. And now Facundo trying to change the angle, coming from behind very quickly. Camilo Castagnola. Here comes Hita Castagnola, challenged by Nico. Then marking by ELLERSTINA's number 4. And now Facundo. Nacho Duplessis is going to get there first. Here comes the South African player. Nachi with the approach, looking for Barto Castagnola. Here comes Barto. When we listen to the first bell coming from behind, it's going to be Camilo Castagnola on the near side. Nice tapping. The ball hitting the post and going wide to the left. And this will end checker number 3. Nice effort there by Hilario Ulloa, but the ball hitting the post and going wide. Here we're going to see it again. Barto Castagnola with the approach. The ball staying in behind, and Camilo Castagnola on the near side. Hitting at goal. Ball hitting the post and going wide, but there was a whistle, I think. Maybe they will be calling a foul against Hilario, but we are going to have to wait for that, because in case that happened, it's going to be at the beginning of checker number 4. So after checker number 3, ELLERSTINA is on the lead 6-4. We'll be back shortly with checker number 4.
Ok. No, me pareció que la... No, ya sé, sí. Pero me pareció que la tocó, pero prendémosle acá.
Genial, buenísimo.
Okay.
Entonces sería saque de ELLERSTINA. Perfecto. Baile, pero no. No. Hilario viene sintiendo al revés, sin cruzarse, ¿no?
Ok. Yo estoy bien.
Bien, ahí está confirmadísimo por el negro que no pasó nada. Se fue, entonces saque de ELLERSTINA. Gracias.
So here we are back in Tortugas. Polito Pieres back in the saddle to enter check number 4. Of course, following every step Polito takes, Patanigul and Nico Pieres also getting ready to enter the contest. We're going to take a look again at what happened at the end of check number 3. I think they're checking if something else happened away from this approach at goal by Camilo Castagnola with the ball going wide. And look how Hilario managed to remain on top of the horse and never falling. So ELLERSTINA will be resuming from the back at the beginning of this fourth checker. And we have Camilo Castagnola on Antugalun, Montera, Polito on Diez, initial, Parto on Rolinga, Banelco, Nachi on Romaria. And for ELLERSTINA, with this man on screen, Gonza Pieres, who scored twice today for his team, and he was the only scorer for ELLERSTINA during check number 3. We have Facundo on Mega Disléxica, Hilario on Lavinia Castellana, Lavinia is his breeding program, Gonza on Open Sajona, Nico on Open Eximio. So now everything is getting ready for ELLERSTINA to resume from the back fourth checker before reaching the halftime. On Tuesday, the Hurlingham Open will be kicking off in the AAP grounds in Pilar with 8 teams in participation. The final, October the 29th at the Hurlingham Club. And now Gonzalo Pieres with the long distance approach, looking for Hilario Ulloa, but first there it was Camilo Castagnola. Nice backshot, and now giving some continuity. Barto Castagnola looking for Polito, very well taken there by Nico Pieres. Nice backshot by Nico, but the ball goes over the boards. And there's going to be a drop ball in favor of La Natividad. Nacho Duplessis resuming the play for the Greens. The Green Power, as Polito called them. Now Barto Castagnola picking it up with a very good opportunity to hit at goal. The approach there to link with Camilo. Camilo Castagnola with the tail shot. finding a new goal for La Natividad. 5 goals to the A. And the cheering up there by Camilo on his brother. Camilo, 5 goals today, 23 as a whole in this competition to score. And now it's 6-5.
15.
20, 21,
The countdown 20, 21, 22 until they reach 25.
Abajo y verdes.
And now to the other end with Polito Pieres. Nice pickup by Pablo Pieres. Coming from behind was Camilo, but first Gonza with the back shot. And now Facundo Pieres. Nice entry there by Facu on the play. Here comes Facundo. Turning there and now chased by Nacho Duplessis, who ended up picking the ball. Eventually with Camilo. Now Gonza Pieres. Barto trying to change the angle, and now Hilario turning really well, and Nacho Duplessis committing a foul. Buen Hilario.
60. Parece.
Para mí. No, pero tranquilo, capitán. Gracias. Estamos hablando nosotros, gracias.
Here we're going to see the back shot by Gonza, a very good one. And now Hilario turning really well, and Nachi crossing over it, and there's going to be a 60-yard penalty. This is what the umpires have called following that foul. And now with ELLERSTINA leading by 1, they will have the chance to extend the lead. First penalty attempt at goal that they will have in the whole game. So far they didn't have any opportunities on penalties. And Facundo Pieres placing the ball for this penalty 4. Let's see how the wind plays in this penalty. Facu Pieres, 2 goals today. The remaining ones for ELLERSTINA, 2 by Hilario, 2 by Gonza. And here comes the winner of the US Open, Facundo Pieres, looking to score. Facundo Pieres from 60 yards, making the ball fly and scoring for ELLERSTINA to extend the lead in favor of the blue jersey team in the first penalty attempt they had in the whole game. Facundo Pieres finds the goal, and now it's 7-5 to ELLERSTINA. Please line up again. That was the indication by the umpire. Now picking the ball, Camilo Castagnola. Following the play, now on the near side to the open side. Camilo again trying to put his team in attack. Nice recovery by Facundo Pieres. Maybe the 2 best players of the year, Facundo and Camilo. Hilario giving some continuity there to link with Gonza, who was coming from behind. The marking by Polito Pieres. And now Barto. Nice pickup by La Natividad, number 3. And here comes Barto to take it all the way. Once again, Barto from the box to the center. Nice individual action by Barto Castagnola to take it all the way in. Barto Castagnola scoring one of the best goals so far in this Tortugas Open. Going over every single defender that was coming ahead of him. Barto Castagnola showing why he's playing on 10 goals this year. And here again, wow, what a way of taking and balling by Barto Castagnola over every single ELLERSTINA player that was ahead of him. Barto Castagnola scores for the first time today to make it 7-6. And they...
Estamos esperando un golpe del capitán 1. ¿Querés que pida ambulancia?
And they close the gap.
Okay.
And now a whistle, the time is off. I know that there is a problem with Facu.
Bueno, señores, formen, por favor, sin golpearse. Sigamos así.
Some raining threatenings in this very moment in Tortugas. And now Hilario winning it over for ELLERSTINA. Changing the angle now, Facundo Pieres giving some continuity to link with Nico. And here comes Nico Pieres. Long approach by Nico Pieres over Barto Castagnola. Here comes Nico. Nice approach from the box to the center. Nico Pieres on the near side. Scoring for ELLERSTINA to extend the lead. And once again, every time that La Natividad managed to close the gap, ELLERSTINA was there to hit back. And now, through Nico Pieres, ELLERSTINA He's taking a 2-goal lead, 8-6. The only player from ELLERSTINA who was missing goals. Now all 4 players by ELLERSTINA have scored today. Now Barto trying to win it over, and now Hilario Joa. A nice pickup by the guy from Lincoln. Hilario Joa, the ball stayed in behind, and now Barto Castagnola. Nice pickup by Barto, turning there. Barto Castagnola with the long distance approach, looking for Nacho Duplessis. The ball passing by, and now Polito Pérez nicely stopping the ball. Nico Pérez, and now Barto again. Barto with the long distance approach, the ball passing by, looking for Camilo Castagnola, who was very well taken there by Facundo Pérez, and the ball goes over the back line and out of bounds. And now ELLERSTINA to resume from the back with less than a minute and a half remaining in this check number 4 before reaching the halftime. And now the game is on with Nico Pérez resuming from the back for ELLERSTINA. To the right-hand side, looking for Facundo Pérez, getting there first. Nacho Duplessis, and now Barto Castagnola, but very quickly Gonzalo Pérez picked the line, and now ELLERSTINA with the chance of a new penalty to extend the lead. Let's see to which mark they are taking this. Here we're going to see it again. Nacho Duplessis with the back shot, stopped in the way by Facundo, and very quickly look, Gonza Pérez picking the line and earning the foul in favor of La Natividad. It's getting a little bit chilly here in Tortugas, and a lot of wind. Look how Martín Pascual's jersey is waving. So it's going to be a penalty 3 from 40 yards in favor of ELLERSTINA. What an opportunity for the men in blue to extend the lead.
El mismo criterio que la jugada anterior que le dimos a ustedes. Exactamente igual.
1 minute remaining in this first half, and ELLERSTINA will have an opportunity from 40 yards to extend the lead. Facu Pérez, 3 goals today with the chance of extending the lead. Already Facu 1 out of 1 on penalties. The previous one was from 60, now from 40 yards. Facundo Pérez from 40 yards, and Facundo Pérez scoring to extend the lead in favor of ELLERSTINA to make it 9-6. Facu Pérez, top scorer for ELLERSTINA today. Only 1 goal less than Camilo, and now it's 9-6. Hilario Joa again picking it up. ELLERSTINA trying to take a 4-goal lead again, as they did in the opening checker, putting some pressure over Barto Castagnola, who's gonna get there first. He followed the ball, that ended up going over the back line, and La Natividad will be resuming from the back. Let's see if there is time enough for one more play. Only 10 seconds remaining until the first bell here. So at the end, there wasn't time enough for one more play, and ELLERSTINA goes to the halftime, to the long resting, winning by 3 goals in this final of the Tortugas Open. 9 to ELLERSTINA, 6 to La Natividad in the final of the first leg of the Argentine Triple Crown, with this man, Nacho Duplessis, looking for his first ever title in Tortugas. And now the players enter their pony lines, and after the break, they will be back for the second half. This is a very special occasion here in Argentina. The AAP is celebrating 100 years of age. What an opportunity for everybody who's here in Argentina to celebrate such a milestone for Argentine Polo, 100 years of the Association of Argentine Polo. And look, Lucas Monteverde speaking about his golden goal during the final of the Argentine Open in
y ahora
2007.
es la Dolfina la que tiene la posibilidad de pensar la jugada y llevarla a cabo ahora en la cancha. Y Cambiaso, que la pensó y la diagramó para él, pero por el medio viene Luquitas Monteverde, la bocha queda más atrás. ¿La recupera ELLERSTINA? No, la tiene Bartolomé Castañola, que la saca para Lucas Monteverde, que corre para el gol de la victoria, se va acomodando, llega Pablo Magdono, no llega, y está. Y de esta manera, el hombre 25 de mayo, Luquitas Monteverde, por tercer año consecutivo, le da el triunfo a la Dolfina. En el 2005, el gol fue de Cambiaso. En el 2006 de Bartolomé Castañola. Esta vez le tocó al número 2, a Lucas Monteverde. Sí, la Dolfina es tricampeón aquí en Palermo. Sube a lo más alto en la historia del polo mundial. ¿Hay nuevo rey? No, sigue el dominio de la Dolfina aquí en Palermo.
Me enteré al otro día que estaba Maradona. Por eso estábamos concentrados. No, y es más, lo hemos hablado ahora y con Loli, cuando los chicos me dicen, estuve Maradona, yo no lo saludé nunca. Ni lo vi yo a Maradona, ni antes ni después. Sabía que estaba, porque lo vi después en el video y eso, pero no. Concentrados, estábamos concentrados. Nosotros atacábamos para Libertador. Y la viene trabajando, la trae Adolfito por la tabla. Y se le van 3 a él. Y yo venía cortando por el medio con Pablito Magdono, y cuando la jugada queda media sucia, Pablito chequea a ver qué pasa, y en ese momento veo que le queda a Lolo, y le pegué el grito, que le dije Bartolo, y el Lolo la sacó de primera. Lolo venía en el compinche, yo venía en la turquita, y justo lo agarré a Pablo chequeando, y sale el pase cuando Pablo está chequeando y yo estoy acelerando, y quedé solo. Y nada, 2 toques fueron. La aseguré, los toquecitos de ahora no pegué un medio approach, 2 medios swing y adentro. Y nada, ganamos. Es una parte espectacular de mi carrera, ¿no? Me costó bastante entrar a jugar al abierto, creo que tenía en el 2005, y no jugué tanto, y arranqué ganando, así que después fueron finales, fueron 6 finales seguidas, que te empieza a parecer normal. A la tercera sos medio pendejo y cosas, decís, vamos a jugar la final del abierto, y después te das cuenta lo difícil que es y lo poco que dura.
The checker by checker here in Tortugas, 4-0. The first one for ELLERSTINA, 3-1. The second for La Natividad, so 5-3. 6-4 after the third, and 9-6 to ELLERSTINA. They extended the lead following a 40-yard penalty by Facundo Pieres in the final moments of checker number 4. And this is how they will enter checker number 5. So we're back here in Tortugas, ready to enter jacket number 5 with ELLERSTINA. Look how happy Hilario is. What a first half by ELLERSTINA's number 2. The blue jersey team is on the lead, 9-6 over La Natividad in a great game of polo that we are watching here. And we have Camilo on Dolfina Garland, Polito on Anaisur Maru, Barto on Luca Flash Gordon, and Nachi on Chalo La Lulipop. Chalo La Lulipop have been accompanying Barto since his debut in the Argentine Open, at least in 2019, and now he's being played by Nachi. A little bit of slightly and light rain falling now over Tortugas. Now it just stopped. And now, of course, with the opportunity for La Natividad to resume from the back at the moment of entering this jacket number 5. Facundo on GT Opalina, Hilario on Alberta Belvedere, Gonza Pérez is there ready to enter the contest. On top of open, Maya and Nico is on open Primogénita, and the game is on, and a lot of wind now. On field number 7, here comes Camilo Castañola on the near side to the open side. Here comes Camilo again, chased by Nico Pérez, then marking by Nico, and now Gonza Pérez getting there first. Gonza now. Gonza playing towards the board. What a first half by ELLERSTINA, definitely playing their best polo in this season so far. And now on the turning, Polito Pérez, nice pick up by La Natividad's number 2. Polito Pérez hitting that goal from a long distance, going really well. And Polito Pérez staying a little bit short, but the ball ended up going in. And Polito Pérez with his first goal of the day to close the gap in the beginning of the 5th period. 9-7, but why? Look again what Polito just did. A long approach. The ball staying short? No, it ended up going in, and now it's 9-7.
20, suave, suave por favor. 3, 4, hola Ucha.
And now the game is on. Picked up by Facundo Pérez. Nice breakaway by ELLERSTINA's number 1. Here comes Facundo Pérez, chased by Barto Castañola. Facundo Pérez correcting his way. Here comes Facundo into the danger zone. The approach stopped in the way by Barto Castañola. What a saving, and now Hilario bringing the ball back in. Now Gonza Pérez trying to pick it up. Hilario Shoa to find the net. Hilario Shoa scoring to extend the lead in favor of ELLERSTINA to make it 10-7, and Hilario Shoa playing in a very good way today. He was saying during the week and after the other game, after the semi-final, I want to be the player I was back in 2020. I want to get back to that level of polo, and today he's playing in a very good way. Hilario Shoa. And now Hilario again. Hilario Shoa looking for Facundo Pérez, but first there, Polito with a very nice back shot to take the danger away. Now picked by Camilo. The marking by Gonzalo Pérez. And now Nico trying to pick it up to challenge Camilo, who ended up picking. And here comes Camilo Castañola, marked there by Gonzalo Pieres. Camilo again, and now Polito Pieres giving some continuity from the back and taking the ball on the near side. The marking by Nico Pieres, crossing over that line, but the game is on. Hilario, the marking by Camilo, now Gonza Pieres changing the angle and linking with Facundo, who ended up turning there. Over the marking by Barto Castañola, and here comes Facundo. Nice recovery there by Camilo Castañola, who ended up taking a very good back shot, but again, Facu managed to stop the ball in the way. Camilo now, what a contest between these two, coming from behind at the end. Nachi du Plessis to take the danger away, and now to pick it up, Gonza Pieres, nice pick up by ELLERSTINA's number 3, and here he comes. Open to the right-hand side, and on the inside, waiting for the ball, was Facundo Pieres, the passing by, Gonza Pieres, the ball passing by. Here comes Facundo to make the last tapping, and Facundo Pieres extending the lead for ELLERSTINA. And as it happened at the beginning of the game, ELLERSTINA regains a 4-goal lead over La Natividad. But what a play by Gonza Pieres, number 2 and number 3 today, playing really, really well. The 2 9-goalers of ELLERSTINA. And what a passing. And these two, Gonza and Facu, they have won every major polo tournament in the world, playing together in the US, in England, in Argentina, and they want to win one more. Camilo Castañola, chased by Facundo, and finally taking the ball was Gonza Pieres. Nachi du Plessis with the under the neck approach, linking with Camilo Castañola. Here comes Camilo Castañola with the long distance approach, stopped in the way by Nico Pieres, and the ball goes over the back line. And there's going to be a safety penalty in favor of La Natividad. But how difficult it is for La Natividad to set an attacking opportunity and set a clear goal attempt. Look, the attempt at goal by Camilo Castañola, stopped by Nico Pieres, and the ball going over the back line, and it's going to be a safety, the first one in the whole game, and it's going to be in favor of La Natividad. I insist, there's a lot of wind. Let's see how it plays on a long distance penalty. Facu Pieres scored from 60 yards on that side of the field, and now Camilo also from 60 yards, but on a safety has a chance of closing the gap. Camilo Castañola showing that the wind is no problem at all to close the gap, and now it's 11-8 for ELLERSTINA. Camilo Castañola, 6 goals today.
Volven a Che, quédense los demás. Ahí va.
And now Facundo Pieres ready to pick it up and looking for a new breakaway in favor of ELLERSTINA. Facundo Pieres, nice approach there, but closing the way was Nachi du Plessis. And now Camilo. Here comes Geta Castañola, the top scorer for La Natividad in this competition. 24 goals in the tournament, scored by Camilo. And the long approach looking for Polito Pieres, but very quickly on top of the ball. It's going to be Nico Pieres, but the ball ended up going over the boards. And it's going to be in favor of ELLERSTINA with only 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in this check number 5. ELLERSTINA winning by 3. Nicolas Pieres with the long distance approach. The ball flying by, putting some pressure over Nachi du Plessis, but the ball ended up going over the back line. And La Natividad will be resuming from the back. Nachi du Plessis with a long approach, looking for Camilo Castañola, but first it's going to be Gonza Pieres. Nice back shot there to link with his brother. Here comes Nico, taken by Polito Pieres, but still Nico manages to take that under the neck approach that ended up going over the back line again. And La Natividad will be resuming from the back with 30 seconds remaining until the first bell here in Tortugas field number 7 in the final of the Tortugas Open. ELLERSTINA looking for their 4th consecutive title in Tortugas. La Natividad playing the final of this competition for the first ever time. Polito over the midfield line, challenged by Hilario Joa. Here comes Polito. It's going to take some time, and very close to him is Camilo Castagnola, who is now on top of the ball. Here comes Camilo. Chased by Hilario. Again, Camilo Castagnola. And the whistle and the bell. Let's see if the penalty will be in this fifth checker, considering that maybe the foul
no hay ventaja para nada, ya lo saben.
This period, no. They were already playing on the first bell, so this will end checker number 5. Here we're taking a look at the play. The foul call against Hilario Ulloa when Camilo Castagnola. Look, let's go, boys. This is what Camilo just said, cheering up for his teammates. So this will end checker number 5 here in Tortugas. ELLERSTINA on the lead by 3, 11-8 over La Natividad. We'll be back shortly with checker number 6.
Sí,
Vos te sacas.
pero vos tenés que confiar y pará. Somos un equipo, pero te lo explico, somos un equipo, ¿me escuchás? Somos un equipo y lo vimos, no, ya sé, pero por eso te digo, lo vimos todo, lo analizamos y nos pareció lo más justo lejos. Pero lo vimos entre todos, gracias, Polito. Nos pareció bien.
Se fueron, me hicieron bullying.
Here we are going through the horses for La Natividad for this checker number 6, and a period that will be starting with a penalty in favor of La Natividad following that foul call against Hilario Ulloa on Camilo Castagnola. And here the horses for ELLERSTINA: Facu on open Chequera, Hilario Ulloa on open Avaricia, Gonza on open Dicha, Nico on open Obay. So 11-8 for ELLERSTINA entering this checker number 6. Camilo Castagnola for sure will be on top of this penalty in favor of his team. The top scorer so far, Camilo Castagnola, 6 goals for La Natividad. Facundo Pérez, 5 for ELLERSTINA. Therefore, Camilo reaches a total of 24 goals, Facu 18 in this Tortugas Open. And while we were in a break, there was a chat between Guillermo Villanueva and Polito Pérez.
Por eso, en el anterior también había otro cortado solo. Sí, había uno cortado solo. Exactamente lo mismo.
Might be from a closer mark. Finally, it's a penalty 3 from 40 yards. And here comes Camilo Castagnola with the opportunity of closing the gap for La Natividad at the beginning of the 6th. Camilo Castagnola from 40 yards, scoring for La Natividad, finding the net. 7 goals today scored by Camilo Castagnola. And now 11-9 for ELLERSTINA in the beginning of this check number 6. And now The game is on with this breakaway by La Natividad. Here comes Camilo Castañola, who wants to score from back to back on the near side to score again. The ball hitting the post, and Nico Pieres taking the danger away. How close Camilo was to score back to back for La Natividad, but here comes Nico, ready to take it all the way to the other end on open Obai. Feeling really comfortable on that one. And now Hilario also coming on the inside. A good back shot there by Barto Castañola. Nico Pieres. Here comes Nico. Challenge there and the long approach by Nico Pieres, trying to send his team in attack. Facu Pieres picking it up. Facundo. The marking by Barreto Castañola. Facundo Pieres looking at goal with that under the neck approach. Now the post was against ELLERSTINA, and the ball ended up going wide to the right hand side. And La Natividad will be receiving from the back, but let's take a look at what Facundo just did from a very open angle. Nice tap in there, playing an open Chiquera, and this is really strange. I don't know if he played the Chiquera before in Tortugas. One of the things that Facundo been saying lately is that he owes Chiquera the title in the open. Polito now, challenged by Nico Pieres. Polito Pieres to hit and go from a long distance, passing by from behind wall. Camilo Castañola, the marking again by Nicolás Pieres to avoid a goal by La Natividad. What a saving again by Nicolás Pieres, and now ELLERSTINA showing a great level both in attack and in defense. What a back shot there on the near side. Under pressure by Camilo Castañola, and the ball ended up going wide to the right, and now Nico receiving from the back. Facundo Pieres trying to pick it. There was a good marking by Nacho Duplessis, but again Facundo Pieres manages to remain with the ball. The approach there. Take it slowly. That was indication by Gonzan. Here comes Facundo Pieres. Facu again. Challenged by Barreto Castañola. Facundo open to the right hand side. Facundo Pieres trying to hit at goal. Facundo Pieres! Ah, what a goal now by Facundo Pieres. He was really close on the previous play. And now from the very same angle, he ended up scoring to make it 12-9. But let's take a look again at what just happened. Facundo Pieres with the under the neck approach from a very open angle, feeling really comfortable, of course, on open Chiquera. To extend the lead, to make it 12-9 now in favor of ELLERSTINA. And 6 goals today by Facundo. And now Barto Castañola, the marking by Gonza Pieres, and now Hilario with the open back shot picked at the end by Nacho Duplessis. Nacho Duplessis looking for Camilo Castañola, who was standing up front, stopped in the way by Facundo Pieres. Facundo Pieres, nice pressure by Camilo Castañola to take it all the way in. Coming from behind was Facundo, but a whistle to stop the game. The time is now off.
Sí, lo que pasa es que se tira mucho para la izquierda
Camilo
para
Castañola
esquivar al azul que le viene acá.
Let's see.
Un
Camilo
poquito provoca.
Tranquilo, capitán, tranquilo.
Wow, well, okay. Here we see that
La agarra bien
Pieres
el verde.
is claiming
Como tiene un
that
azul acá, se hace así para alejarse mucho y el
Camilo
otro del
chased the
azul
line
está
a
ahí.
little bit, but then
Estaba
Camilo
disputando la
claims
pelota ahí.
that
Es medio finita, pero
took him
el verde al darse tanto, un poquito.
in an incorrect
No sé
way.
si se pasa
So
o el azul ya estaba ahí. Y el...
this is the question. They want to check if the green player, aka Camilo Castañola, passed a little bit, crossed over Gonza Pieres' line a little bit, or if it's a foul call against Gonza. Let's take a look again at this one. Camilo, and when he turned there, this is what they are calling.
Claro, pero es porque está el otro, está disputando la pelota con él, con el otro de acá. ¿Está bien? Sí, sí, vamos, están...
Como digo yo.
Sí, sí.
Ya vimos, el verde tiene posesión de pelota y elige jugar así, pues está disputando la pelota con el otro azul que está a su derecha. El de la izquierda es el que genera el peligro, puede sujetar y esquivar el choque.
Okay, very clear the explanation by the official, saying that the green player had the position. He was going head to head against Facundo Pieres. This is why he ended up turning, and then the blue number 3.
Eso es lo que vimos, gracias, capitanes.
The blue number 3 ended up committing the foul. And I think that maybe Polito is claiming for a penalty one, I'm not sure, but still there's going to be a penalty from the spot in favor of La Natividad to close the gap. Camilo Castañola scoring his first goal from a penalty from the spot. And of course, he went in 8 goals today by Camilo to make it 12-10.
Bien, vamos,
19, 20, 21, 22, para la lucha.
Hilario with the back shot looking for Facundo Pérez, but first there is going to be Camilo Castañola with the open back shot playing towards the box, and now Barto. Nice action there by Barto, and also by Gonza clearing out the play. And now following that long pass by Barto Castañola, here comes Camilo taking his time. Turning over the marking by Nico Pérez. Nice action by Camilo Castañola, who's going to hit at goal, making the ball fly. And Camilo Castañola showing all his skills, screaming the goal towards his people to close the gap again, to make it 12-11 and showing what he is capable of. 9 goals today by Camilo Castañola. And now 1 goal lead for ELLERSTINA over La Natividad. Barto Castañola trying to pick it up. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in this checker number 6.
Tira azul, 4, tira azul, dije, 5, 6, azul, 7, 8, fuego.
And now ELLERSTINA resuming the play. Nico Pérez with the long distance approach, looking for Facundo Pérez. Nice pick up now by Facundo Pérez, finding his best way, maybe to hit at goal. Finding the best angle. Here comes Facundo over the marking by Polito Pérez. Facundo again. Facundo into the danger on the marking by Barto Castañola. And Polito taking the danger away. Gonza Pérez with the back shot on the near side. The indication there by the official. He should have taken that back shot on the open side. Tiene que ir de derecho. That was the indication, and Gonza ended up going on the near side. This is what they ended up calling, so there's going to be a penalty from the midfield line in favor of La Natividad, a 5B. 17 seconds there, 12 to ELLERSTINA, 11 to La Natividad into the last moments of this checker number 6. And Nacho Du Plessis gets ready to resume the play. What a goal by Camilo Castañola. Nacho Du Plessis with a long approach, looking for Barto, who's coming from behind, but first there is going to be Nico Pérez. Nice back shot by Nico, and turning there really quickly was Gonza, but now on the near side, Nacho Du Plessis to put his team in attack again. Very well stopped in the way by Barto Castañola. Barto finding his way, gonna leave it for his brother, Camilo Castañola! Camilo Castañola showing why he's the most decisive player in the world. Find the equalizer before the end of checker number 6. Wow. Camilo Castañola showing all his skills, showing all his talent. Barto here taking a look at the goal, and from behind his brother say, hey Barto, leave it to me. Camilo Castañola, wow, magnificent. Simply impressive by La Natividad's number 1. And are you happy, Lolo? La Natividad and ELLERSTINA reaches the end of checker number 6, tied in 12 in a few moments. We'll be back from Tortugas with checker number 7. Here we are back to enter checker number 7. Camilo Castagnola on Galaxy, Polito on Anaisur Blondi, Barto on Drogba, Nacho Duplessis open Antojo, Barto, I think Drogba is Lavlox. Drogba. Remember that he played, I think, in England and in France a couple of years ago. And now ELLERSTINA and La Natividad are entering checker number 7. With 12 goals apiece, Facu Pieres, Open Max, with a great impact in the US this year, Open Max. Lavinia Cálida for Hilario, Open Perdiz for Gonza. Open Max, one of the top horses during the gauntlet of Polo early this year in the US. And here we see Polito. 10 goals by Camilo Castagnola, the last two. To watch them once and over and over again. Hilario Ulloa winning it over for ELLERSTINA. The marking by Camilo Castagnola, and Camilo never releasing the formation, and ELLERSTINA ended up earning this penalty opportunity to take the lead at the beginning of checker number 7.
Un pase.
40? Vale. 40
Let's see.
yardas, ELLERSTINA.
From 40 yards, it's going to be
40 yardas.
for ELLERSTINA. And here comes Facundo Pieres. 6 goals today by Facu. Top scorer for his team. Looking from 40 yards. He already scored 1 from 40, 1 from 60. And now he's looking for a new one. Facundo Pieres from 40 yards. Scoring for ELLERSTINA very quickly into checker number 7 to make it 13-12. Facundo Pieres, 7 goals today to give the lead to ELLERSTINA. And now the game is on with La Natividad picking the ball in the lineup. The approach by Barto Castagnola, putting some pressure over Nico Pieres. Here comes Nico, nice back shot by Nico. And now Barto picking it up for La Natividad. Here comes Barto Castagnola, nice turning on Drogba. Barto Castagnola with the approach, looking for Polito Pieres, who was waiting for the ball, the final tapping, and the ball ended up going over the back line. And ELLERSTINA will be resuming from the back. Facundo Pieres, and now a sunshine over Tortugas. Following some light rain, following a lot of wind, now the sun is coming out. Facundo putting some pressure on Camilo Castagnola. Here comes the top scorer of the final and the top scorer of the tournament. 28 goals in this Tortugas Open. Coming from behind, Polito Pieres trying to change the angle. The pick up on the near side by Facundo Pieres, tooling with Nico. Here comes Nico Pieres. Nice bonding between the brothers. The under the neck approach by Nico Pieres from a long distance towards the left hand side. And here comes Facu Pieres challenging for the ball, taken by Polito Pieres, and the ball goes over the back line. And La Natividad will be resuming from the back. Changing very quickly. In this check number 7, Polito. Camilo Castagnola now picking it up. A good recovery by Hilario Ulloa, who had a magnificent first half. Polito changing the angle again, putting some pressure on Facundo. Here comes Barto Castagnola to pick it up. Facundo with a very good defense, and now Camilo. Camilo Castagnola, nice turning by La Natividad's number 1, and here he comes, trying to take the game to the other end. The ball stays a little bit short. Now Hilario. Nice back shot there by Hilario Ulloa. I want to take this opportunity to send my best regards to everybody who is joining this special transmission by AAP Live from all over the world. And Hilario Ulloa trying to pick it up. Polito coming from behind. claiming for the right of
Sí,
playing
señor.
that ball.
No, está
And
tuya,
the
tuya.
whistle
100% tuya.
halfway through. Check number 7,
Esta está para
ELLERSTINA by
cambiar.
1.
Sí, está para cambiar. Está
The defending champions
Esperamos.
wants to continue the great streak they have in this competition. Having
Estamos
won the
esperando
last
caballo
3
manco.
editions,
Esta está bien
they want to
visiblemente
add
manco.
one more title to their rich history.
Estamos esperando a tu compañero acá. Sí, a vos también. Sí. ¿Estás pidiendo tiempo? Sí, obvio. Sí. Bueno, tenemos esta situación. Tenemos caballo manco y esperamos al 2 azul que está acalambrado. Te esperamos, ambulancia, si querés.
Okay, we have a couple of situations, a problem with a horse, and there is one of the players, I think it's Hilario Joa, who has a cramp. So there is a time off now,
El
and
2
some
azul está
fans
pidiendo tiempo
there
que está
of ELLERSTINA.
acalambrado. Sí. Hilario, tenés 5 minutos. La
And
yegua
Guillermo
no se puede ir,
Villanueva
la
saying
yegua es la
Hilario
misma.
Joa that he has 5 minutes to receive assistance. There we see Hilario Joa receiving assistance there on his right arm. And also receiving the information by the official stating that he has a total of 5 minutes for the assistance. Otherwise, let's see. No, I think that he's ready. He's ready to be back on the saddle. There we see Hilario Joa back in the saddle to get back in the game. Tuesday, the kickoff of the Hurlingham Open, and of course it will be live on AAP Live, so stay tuned. And if you want to come over, we encourage you all to come over to Argentina to follow the Triple Crown. They're approaching there, Polito. Here comes Nachi Duplessis, dueling with Pablo Pieres. Here comes Polito to take it all the way. The approach, the good marking by Facundo Pieres. And now to the other end, also Nachi Duplessis to bring in the ball back in. Gonza with the defense, and now when it's starting to rain again here in Tortugas, Barto Castañola picking it up for La Natividad. Barto Castañola from the walls to the center to find the best possible space to hit and go the marking. And now to the other end with Nico Pieres. Looking for Facundo, and now Camilo Castañola very quickly on top of the ball. Less than 3 minutes remaining in this final. Camilo Castañola from the balls to the center. The marking there by Hilario Joa. Camilo Castañola trying to take it all the way. The marking by Facundo, and now coming from behind is going to be Barto Castañola from the balls to the center, finding his way. Nice approach again, open to the right-hand side. The under the neck approach by Barto Castañola coming in to pick it up. Nachi Duplessis to take it all the way. In and Nachi Duplessis finding the equalizer for La Natividad. What a moment to score for the first time today, the South African. And now it's 13-all between ELLERSTINA and La Natividad. And now back to the center. Anybody's game, definitely here in Tortugas. The pickup now by Barto Castañola, the under the neck approach, looking for Camilo. Here comes Camilo Castañola, ready to pick it up, and he can hit a goal from anywhere. The marking, a very good one there by Nicolas Pieres, and now Gonza taking the danger away. And look how it's raining now. Over field number 7, the ball goes over the boards, and La Natividad, with a minute and a half remaining, regains the possession of the ball. Camilo, look how they change. Camilo Castañola might hit a goal from anywhere. The ball passing by, and here comes Gonza Pieres. Closing the ways there, and now Barto Castañola. Nice pick up by Barto Castañola to take it all the way in, and Barto Castañola finding the goal for La Natividad. And for the first time today, La Natividad is on the lead. And look the gesture there by Barto Castañola. Take it easy, take it easy. There's still a lot to go here And La Natividad takes the lead for the first time today in the whole contest. What a way to take it little by little. 40 seconds remaining. And now Camilo Castagnola. Now the time is on their side. Camilo Castagnola playing forward to put the attack on the other side. Now Nico Pieres with the back shot. Camilo again picking it up, turning there. Camilo once again. The marking by Facundo Pieres. 20 seconds remaining. Here comes Camilo Castagnola, trying to take it all the way towards the boards. 15 seconds. Gonza Pieres now with the under the neck approach, linking with Hilario Ulloa. The marking by Barto Castagnola, who will be ended up doing the most important goal in the history of La Natividad in Tortugas. Camilo now ticking down for Polito, for Nachi Duplessis. And the game is over. La Natividad, for the first time ever, are the winners of the Tortugas Open, following a 14-13 win over ELLERSTINA. Wow, what a comeback by the men in green. They were 4 goals behind in 2 occasions in this game, and they ended up, look, Benicio there celebrating everybody, the only major title in Argentina that they were missing. The Tortugas Open, in the first ever time they played the final, they ended up conquering the title. What a comeback, I insist, by the men in green. The checker by checker. I was checking it. Look, 4-0, 5-3, 6-4, 9-6, 11-8. Always ELLERSTINA in the lead. 12-all. This is how they enter. Chaka number 7 and 14 goals to 13 in favor of La Natividad, following that last-minute goal by Barto Castagnola to seal the win in favor of the Cañuelas-based team. And everybody approaching there, the corner, to celebrate this historical win for the green team. Look how everybody is celebrating over there. La Natividad, for the first time ever, are the winners of the Tortugas Open, following a 14-13 win over ELLERSTINA. The salutation there between Lolo and Polito. What a way by La Natividad of coming from behind in the score. They were losing by 4 in 2 moments of the game. And they are now the winners of the 82nd Tortugas Open. Wow, what a moment for Barto Castagnola. What a moment for Nachi Duplessis. Nachi Duplessis finding the equalizer, scoring his first goal of the day during the 7th chaka. And then in the following play, Barto Castagnola, when rain is starting to fall over field number 7 here in Tortugas. And also, what a performance by ELLERSTINA. They are going to be really serious contenders for sure in this Triple Crown. There, Keiko Magrini celebrating, and now stones falling here. Everybody there celebrating at La Natividad's corner. Everybody there. Congratulations, Barto. They are so happy. Look, Nachi Duplessis. Tortugas was the only title missing for you, Nachi, but it's very difficult for them to speak in this moment.
Emocional,
It was
porque
a really
jugaron
emotional
muy bien
game for
ellos.
us.
Nosotros nos costó
It took us some time
la
to
verdad
find
que
our best way.
La Natividad tiene algo que
Natividad
se junta, no los jugadores solo, pero todos.
It's not only about the players, it's about everybody who are
Natividad es
part
un club
of
que nos queremos todos y la verdad que
this
damos
is
todo
the
lo que
result
tenemos,
of the
nos
work
bancamos.
done by everybody
Y hoy
at la Natividad, not
se
only the
vio que
players.
no tuvimos el mejor día, pero
Maybe we didn't have our best day
rescatar algo
today.
ahí para ganar.
Fueron una sola vez arriba, el último gol.
Gracias a Dios, fue duro.
Y ganaron la triple corona en una forma desprolija, ¿no? Primero Hurlingham, Palermo y ahora Tortugas.
At the end, you ended up winning kind of a triple crown, considering that you won Hurlingham, Palermo, and Tortugas.
Felicitaciones, Nachi, de festejar.
Congratulations, Nachi.
Bueno.
Now again, look, Nachi Duplessis finding the equalizer in a key moment of the game. It took him 7 checkers to score in this final, but what a moment to find the net. Nachi Duplessis, 13 all by then. Look, all the people there, they are so happy. First ever title in Tortugas for la Natividad. Everybody jumping, celebrating. This was the first ever final in Tortugas for la Natividad, and what a way for them to conquer the win. Lolo Castañola there.
Con Polito, bueno, contame un poco las sensaciones, un partido increíble.
Well, Polito, how's it feel?
Sí, increíble.
This is amazing.
Arrancamos muy mal, 4-0 abajo.
We were 4 goals behind.
No pudimos hacer nuestro juego.
We
Y
didn't manage
bueno,
to
ellos la verdad que
play
muy bien.
in our best
Y
way.
al final, bueno,
They
se
play
prendieron
well.
estos locos.
But with these
Tengo unos
guys,
compañerazos, la verdad que
these
en los
teammates
malos
that I
momentos
had
se
that
vio
are
que
amazing.
nos bancamos y bueno, por eso lo sacamos adelante.
Bueno, le decía recién a Nachi, ganaron la triple corona, pero de una forma rara. Hurlingham, Palermo y después Tortugas.
The triple crown.
Nada, la verdad que lindísimo
This is amazing.
lo que nos está pasando a Nachi y a mí.
Again.
Estar con este grupo de personas, con este equipo, con estos chicos.
It's not only about these kids,
Y nada, lo
it's
estamos
about a
disfrutando
group
con
of
Nachi.
people.
Tuvimos una semana dura los dos porque estuvimos con fiebre.
We had a tough
Y
season
llegamos ahí
with
justito
Nachi.
y,
We had a fever
y bueno,
during the
por
week.
suerte lo ganamos.
No
But
tienen mucho
fortunately, we
descanso.
ended up
Ya el
winning.
martes empieza Hurlingham. ¿Guardaron muchos caballos o no?
Sí, sí, guardamos mucho.
We saved some
Hoy trajimos
horses
algunos,
for
pero bueno,
Hurlingham,
viste, los caballos necesitan partidos, por más que sean buenos.
but still,
Y por ahí estaban
In
un poco
spite-
pesados hoy. Pero bueno,
how
espero
good
que
they
para el
are,
martes
you need
ya
good horses.
tengamos casi la mayoría.
La última, unas palabras para tus primos.
Nada, bien, jugaron un huevo.
what
Jugaron
can you
mucho
tell me
mejor al
about your
principio.
cousins,
Al
the
principio jugaron
players?
mucho mejor.
They play really well
Y
at
bueno,
the
después
beginning,
tuvimos un poco más de suerte nosotros.
but we were a little bit
Gesta se
lucky
metió estos
at
golazos
the
y
end.
bueno, lo pudimos
Geta
sacar
managed to
nosotros.
score amazing
Gracias, Polito.
goals to find the equalizer, and we ended up winning. And now, of course, a lot of wind and rain falling over Tortugas. And la Natividad, for the first time ever, winners of the Tortugas Open. There's a lot of rain falling off here.
Estoy
And now
con
we're
Barto
gonna listen
Castañola, que
to
está
Barto
buscando la llave de
Castañola.
su auto. Bueno, Barto sigue buscando las llaves. Para
Barto is
felicitaciones,
looking for
contame un
his
poco
car
las
keys.
sensaciones de este título que faltaba.
How does it feel to be the only title that you were lacking of?
Barto, felicitaciones. Faltaba este título en la familia Castañola. No estaba la abierto de Tortugas.
Faltaba el de Tortuga, así que ahora
We were
tenemos los
only
tres. Nada,
missing
pero la verdad
Tortugas
es una cosa de
Open.
loco, no lo puedo creer.
I can't
¿En
believe
qué
it.
momento dijiste, bueno, ahora sí lo podemos ganar? Y sobre todo, bueno,
When do you
gol-
think
yo-
that
Yo creo que desde que arrancó el partido arrancamos muy mal, pero
we started very bad?
creo que era cada 9 estamos dormidos. Yo sobre
We
todo,
were a
lento
little bit
los throwing,
sleepy
lento
in
las
the beginning, at
vueltas.
the throw-ins.
Pero nada, creo
Me,
que después
especially
fue la
me.
actitud y tener paciencia y
But
creo que esa
after
fue la
having a
clave.
good attitude
Bueno,
and
y
with
ahora,
patience, we ended up
ahora
winning.
ya el martes, miércoles empieza Hurlingham.
Now
Con
Hurlingham.
mucho entusiasmo se tiran a todo.
How excited are you about it?
No sé, la verdad que es dificilísima, pero
Are
bueno,
you
vamos a
aiming
ir
for
partido a
everything?
partido y tratar de seguir mejorando, mejorar la caballada y creo que así tenemos chance.
Bueno, está cayendo piedra afuera, un día rarísimo, mucho frío. La entrega de premios va a ser en otro lugar. Te aviso nada más. Así que bueno, felicitaciones y seguí disfrutando.
Gracias, estamos muy contentos, gracias.
I'm really happy, thank you. The world by Barto Castagnola, who found the winning goal at the end of the game to make it 14-13 with only 1 minute left in the clock. Barto Castagnola scoring the winning goal. And look, all the people gathered there. By the pony lines. It was a great performance, definitely by ELLERSTINA. Almost on the lead during the first 5 checkers. At the end of the checker, then they entered with the game tied in 12 into the 7th. Facu Pieres scored from 40 yards, took the first lead. Then Nacho Duplessis found the equalizer, and in the following play, with only 1 minute remaining, Barto Castagnola scored to seal the win in favor of La Natividad. And I was listening to Barto, to everybody.
Sí, estoy con Geta Castagnola. Geta, qué partido, la verdad que mucha emoción, divertidísimo para la gente, mucho frío, granizo, ahora pasó de todo.
No, increíble, la verdad que sí, el clima no ayudó mucho, pero un partido muy emocionante. Adentro se sufrió, medio que no nos salían las cosas al principio, ellos venían dominando, pero ahí a lo último, con paciencia y un poquito de suerte, se nos terminaron dando, así que increíble.
Costaba mucho el gol allá, ¿no? Del otro lado.
Sí, para aquel lado había un viento en contra impresionante, pero bueno, por lo que te dije, mantuvimos la paciencia, por suerte, y se nos terminó dando.
¿Por qué ganaron? ¿Por eso? ¿Por tener paciencia y no desesperarse por el 4-0 inicial?
Y creo que sí, arrancamos muy mal, en los throw-ins sobre todo se nos iban solos. Pero bueno, de a poco, después fuimos mejorando un poco todo. Como dijiste, estaba difícil para aquel lado, pero después eso, mantuvimos la paciencia y bueno, con unos goles allá se nos terminó dando.
Terminaste el abierto con 100% de efectividad en penales. ¿Cuántas horas le dedicás durante la semana? Pero en serio.
Bueno, eso, no sé, practico todos los días, me taqueo 3 caballitos, 4 y me tiro penales. Pero bueno, también sí, son días y bueno, hoy salieron.
Bueno, gente, están esperando para que vayas al podio, felicitaciones.
Muchas gracias. Good luck and congratulations, Geta. Camilo Castagnola, the top scorer of the competition. And the final numbers, the final stats of this final: throw-ins 1, 11 by La Natividad, 13 by ELLERSTINA, fouls committed 5 and 9, penalties scored 4 out of 6 and 3 out of 3 by ELLERSTINA, safeties 1 out of 1, penalties it was 100% accuracy actually, shots at goal 9 out of 15, 10 out of 18 by ELLERSTINA, 14 goals scored by La Natividad, 13 by ELLERSTINA, to claim the championship at the Tortugas Open. From next week on, from Tuesday, La Natividad will be looking to retain the title in Hurlingham. Afterwards, from November the 1st, the Argentine Open. So the final stats, but for La Natividad, what a way to celebrate the winning, having beat La Dolfina last week in the semifinals, and now ELLERSTINA. And now what's going to happen, because ELLERSTINA had an amazing performance today as well, and we'll see how it goes. Here they are bringing the players for the prize giving. And of course, the Hurlingham Open will be live on AAP Live from Tuesday. It looked as if we were in England actually, but we're here in Tortugas. We had a very good weather during the previous match days, but today there was some rain threatens, and it's actually now very cold. It is raining with some stones falling, even a lot of wind, and there you might see the podium getting ready for the prize giving. And now, as we might see there, all the players getting ready for the prize giving. And of course, the horses leaving for cañuelas in the case of La Natividad. Look how cold it is for Polito Pérez with his father Paul by his side. Camilo Castañola also receiving a jacket. I was trying to check how cold it was while we take a look at the Emilio Anchorena Cup. 13 degrees according to the forecast in this very moment here in Tortugas, feeling like 11 degrees. And everybody looking for shelter in this prize giving, but I think it will be okay. We're gonna remain live with the prize giving while we take a look at the podium there. This is the first time for Castañola winning the Tortugas Open. Never before, not even Lolo won it while he was part of ELLERSTINA, nor when he was playing for La Dolfina. So Camilo and Barto alongside Polito Pérez and Nachi Duplessis have delivered the first ever title in Tortugas history for La Natividad. Polito Pérez there on screen, Barto Castañola, two of the winners of this Tortugas Open. I think they're gonna make an express prize giving. There we see Camilo Castañola smiling. What a moment for this guy, for Barto. They have won the Jockey Club Open 2 weeks ago. They have beat Polito in the final, actually, and now they are celebrating together. As Lolo said, I don't like when my boys played against Polito. Polito says the same. And now they're playing back together in Argentina. They continue winning. Camilo, Polito, Barto, and Nachi Duplessis, Hilario Ulloa. A great game by Hilario.
Arriba del podio, mientras los esperamos. Gracias, chicos, gracias. Va a hacer uso de la palabra el presidente del Tortugas Country Club.
Now there's going to be a speech by Jorge Anzorregui, the president of the Tortugas Country Club. I'm going to be really quick on this
82 abierto en Tortugas ha finalizado y con gran éxito. Esto se debe al trabajo en conjunto de la Asociación Argentina de Polo representada por Delfín Uranga, por el presidente de Hurlingham, Fernando Kelly, y el Tortugas Country Club. Realmente debemos decir que cuando se trabaja en equipo se logran éxitos como el que acaba de finalizar. Debemos agradecer a los 8 equipos que jugaron el abierto, especialmente a los ganadores y a los finalistas. Han demostrado lo que realmente son los mejores jugadores del mundo. Muchísimas gracias por lo que nos han brindado hoy. A los dos equipos, sinceramente. Poca gente en el mundo puede apreciar lo que es ver a estos jinetes y a su caballada.
Mira, look how Facu is smiling. Definitely was an amazing contest today for ELLERSTINA. Was an amazing performance.
A la gente de la Asociación Argentina de Polo en la preparación de las canchas, como así también a los técnicos del Tortugas y al personal de Tortugas, al personal de seguridad. Y sinceramente no quiero olvidarme de nadie, pero por las razones del tiempo les digo, señores, nada más, que el próximo año
I don't want to forget about anybody, but due to the weather, I'm going to cut my speech now. hope we get to see you all next year.
Muchas gracias. Vamos a empezar con la entrega de premios especiales. Premio Asociación Argentina de Polo al mejor caballo, jugador de la final, y premio Asociación Argentina de Creadores de Caballo de Polo al mejor caballo, jugador inscripto, raza Polo Argentina de final para Open Chequera, jugada por Facundo Pieres.
The best playing pony by the Argentine Breeders Association, Open Chequera, played by Facundo Pieres. Then I'm gonna ask Martín Garrahan, because I'm not used to watch Open Chequera playing in Tortugas. At least, as far as I remember, this is the first time I remember that I watched her playing in Tortugas. So look how important was this for all the teams. This Tortugas Open, definitely.
Vamos a continuar ahora con el premio Francisco Emilio Doriniaca, el jugador más valioso de la final, para el señor Facundo Pieres.
The most valuable player of the final, Facundo Pieres. And the award will be presented by Frankie Doriniac Jr. There we see Facundo, 7 goals today.
Facu, vení, que falta este.
Facundo going through an amazing year, definitely. Again, receiving the award from Frankie Doriniac Jr.
Vamos a pedirle al doctor Rafael Cunio Libarona que le haga entrega de la placa a los referees de este encuentro.
And now, Rafael Cunio Libarona will be presenting the award to the officials of the final, Guillermo Villanueva and Martín Pascual inside the field, and Gastón Lucero was the third man. There we see Guillermo Villanueva on the left-hand side, Martín Pascual in the middle, and then on the right-hand side, Gastón Lucero. They have done an amazing job today, joined by Rafael Cunio Libarona.
Vamos a empezar con la entrega al equipo finalista de ELLERSTINA. El señor Carlos Menéndez Betti va a hacer entrega el premio a Facundo Pieres.
Carlos Menéndez Betti, Vice President of the AAP, will be presenting the replicas to the runners-up. Carlos Menéndez Betti to Facundo Pieres.
Delfín Uranga, Gonzalo Pieres hijo.
Justo Saavedra to Hilario Ulloa.
Cuño Libarona, Nicolás Pieres.
Delfín Uranga to Gonzalo Pieres. Look how everybody is smiling. Definitely an amazing final we have watched today.
A despedir
Rafa Cunio Libarona to Nico Pieres. And now Maxi Funes is asking for a big applause to the runners-up, ELLERSTINA.
Garrahan, no te vayas. Continuamos ahora. Entrega el premio a Camilo Castañola. El señor Francisco Doriniac hijo.
Frankie Doriniac Jr. is presenting the replica to Camilo Castañola.
Al señor Pablo Pieres, Hernán Agote.
Hernán Agote is presenting the replica to Polito Pieres. Mariano Boquino will be presenting the replica to Barto Castañola. And lastly, presenting the award to Nachi Duplessis, Delfín Uranga, president of the AAP, the Association of Argentine Polo.
El equipo ganador va a recibir un voucher de TRS Hoteles para una estadía para 2 personas.
And the winners will be presented with a voucher by TRS Hotels, one of the sponsors of this Tortugas Open, and this is what they are receiving in this moment. The voucher by the sponsor, by TRS Hotels. A little bit centered there for a better picture. There they go, boys.
Muchas gracias. Y ahora sí, el momento esperado, la Copa Emilio Anchorena.
And now the moment.
El señor Jorge Anzorregui, presidente del Tortugas Country Club.
For Jorge Anzorregui, president of the Tortugas Country Club, and Delfín Uranga, president of the AAP, presenting the trophy to Polito Pieres, captain of La Natividad. Polito Pieres is back lifting the trophy after 3 years. He has won it back in 2019 playing for ELLERSTINA, and now he is back in the top of the standings, this time with La Natividad, the same as they did some months ago in Palermo, also in Hurlingham. And just as the graphics read in Spanish, La Natividad claims the championship in Tortugas for the first time ever. Camilo Castañola, Polito Pieres, Barto Castañola, and Nachi Duplessis, winners of the Tortugas Open. There we see the winners.
Las botellas para el descorche, muchachos.
And now a moment to share the champagne among the players. Moment of celebration there, definitely for these guys, for La Natividad, first ever title. And look, a selfie, Camila. For the Castañolas and for Nacho Duplessis is the first ever title in Tortugas. They're photographed by their mother, Camila, also by the Benicio Castañola, brother of Barto and Geta. And what a way to celebrate. Look how it's freezing, is Geta saying. Lolo there also. So La Natividad emerged victorious in Tortugas. They will be one of the top contenders definitely from next Tuesday in Hurlingham. A new opportunity to watch the best polo in the world. It will be live on AAP Live, and now we are starting to say goodbye. On behalf of the production of AAP Live, Star Plus, ESPN, my name, Andrés Ugarte. Thank you very much for having joined us today. La Natividad are the winners of the 2022 Tortugas Open. Thank you very much again, and have a very, very good afternoon. Bye-bye.